Hey everybody, MerryMichaelmas here with my second Pokemon battle video. Today's challenger is JamelMayo from VGChat'er. Jamel's going to lead with Roserade and I'm going to lead with Swampert, and that's going to be a really bad matchup for me obviously because of double weakness to grass. So I'm going to go out into Moltres, whom I almost never use. And he goes with Sleep Powder, and I'm going to predict the Leech Seed that always follows his Sleep Powder, so I'm going to go out into Swampert again, hoping to do an Ice Punch or something, but I get the Leech Seed. And I decide to switch back out into Moltres, try my luck with waking up from sleep and doing a really good flamethrower on Roserade. But he goes for another Sleep Powder right here while I'm already asleep, which would have been really bad for him if I had switched out because of Sleep Claws. He would have been disqualified. And also, his Latias is carrying a Soul Dew, it turns out, and that makes Latias Uber instead of OU. So yeah, JamelMayo should have been disqualified anyway because he's using Uber in this standard battle, but I decided to just play it out and we'll see how it goes. So I go out into Tentacruel. Oh yeah, I got the burn from Flamethrower Moltres, which is good. Tentacruel, I set up the Toxic Spikes because I have nothing else better to do, but it turns out that will be a very bad play because of Roserade's poison and will be able to absorb the Toxic Spikes later. So I have 7 HP at this point. I figure I'm going to switch out into my Tyrannosaurus Rex Tyranitar because it's the best counter to Latias. And I figure he's going to switch because he's afraid of my Crunch. So I go for the Dragon Dance, and he's going to switch out indeed to Electivire, and Electivire is going to get the Toxic Spike Poison. I think this is really good for me because I'm hoping that I can outspeed and do a Stone Edge and one-hit KO Electivire. But it turns out that's not going to be able to happen because Electivire is Choice Scarfed. Yes, that's right, Choice Scarf Electivire, so he's going to low kick and one-hit KO me. Which is really sad because I needed Tyranitar for Latias later, but it's okay. So yeah, toxic damage goes, and I switch out to Swampert, hoping to Earthquake, but I predicted the switch, so I went out to Stealth Rocks instead. And now we're back to where we started, Roserade versus Swampert. I know this is not good for me, so I protect just to scout to see if he has a grass move. He uses Leech Seed, which gives me an indication that he doesn't have a grass move, attacking move on his Roserade. So I go out to Moltres, which is going to take another Sleep Powder, just like it did in the beginning, which was really bad because, you know, sleeping Moltres can't Flamethrower when he's asleep. Yeah. So he goes for the Leech Seed. I probably should have switched at this point, but I didn't because I'm really hoping to wake up and kill this Roserade, but unfortunately that's not going to happen because he's going to switch out into Miltank. And Miltank's going to use Heal Bell here, which is really good for him because he's going to heal his Toxic Electivire and his Burn Latias. And I'm going to switch out into Gengar here because I'm hoping that he doesn't have Scrappy ability, so if he uses a normal move it won't hit me. But he went with Heal Bell, as I said, so I go for Focus Blast, which sucks because Body Slam, it turns out he does have Scrappy on his Miltank, so that's going to do a lot to me. So I go for Explosion, you know, figuring I might as well take this Miltank down with me because I have such low health. And now we're both dead. Excuse me. Now we're both dead here, so I go out into Tentacruel just to scout what he's going to play, and it turns out he goes back out into Latias. Not good for me because I'm going to die. Alright, so now that Tentacruel's dead, I'm going to switch out into Zapdos. Not sure why I did this. It wasn't the best play for me because I only have Thunderbolt, Heat Wave, Light Screen, and Roost on my Zapdos, and none of that is going to help me at all against Latias. So yeah, it turns out he has, besides having Soul Dew, he also has Light Screen and Recover on his Latias. So we have pretty similar my Zapdos is pretty similar to his Latias because we both set up Light Screen and neither of us have White Clay except I have leftovers. He has Soul Dew, and we both heal, and his Mist Ball is not going to do a lot to me. My Heat Wave is not going to do anything to his Latias, like at all. So yeah, I can tell from at this point that I'm not going to be able to get anywhere with Zapdos against Latias, so I go out into Swampert hoping to Ice Punch. He goes for Mist Ball, which is not going to do that much to Swampert. So he predicts my Ice Punch, and he's going to switch out into his Glaceon. And at this point, I'm really thinking that I've lost the game because, you know, I don't really have anything against to deal with Latias or Glaceon, or I don't know. I just really think that I'm losing at this point, which I am. So I go for Earthquake, and he goes for Wish, and of course he survives the Earthquake, which is great for him. And yeah, at this point I probably said good game to JamelMayo because I figured I'd lost. But yeah, he's able to survive the second Earthquake thanks to Charm because of my attack drop, and his Wish is going to heal him, so there's really nothing I can do at this point against this Glaceon. So I go out to Sleeping Moltres. He sets up another Wish. Hopefully I can wake up here and use Flamethrower. Sandstorm damage. Still sleeping, which is sad. Icy Wind, which is going to do quite a bit to Moltres. But luckily I live, except he gets a speed drop on me, and his Wish is going to heal him quite a lot. So now he's almost back to full health. I'm down to nearly dead. On my last turn, I don't wake up still, so Moltres really did not do a lot here in this battle either. So yeah, this is not looking good at all for me. So I go out to Zapdos. I go for Light Screen first before I go for Heat Wave, just to get that set up. And I probably should have went for Heat Wave first, but I didn't. So that was a bad idea for me. But yeah, I finally go for the Heat Wave here, and that's going to do a lot to Glaceon. But no, it's not able to kill. But I do get the burn, which is awesome. He gets his Wish off though, which is going to turn out to be pretty helpful for him. But Sandstorm damage and then burn damage is going to finally kill Glaceon, but his Wish is still going to pass on, as you'll see. So now he goes out into Roserade, and I'm thinking that's pretty good for me because I can do another Heat Wave on Roserade, and hopefully that will one-hit KO. No, not one-hit KO because I already had damage. No! His Roserade is able to survive just barely, and his Wish is going to heal him quite a bit. And he did get off the Leech Seed on me, so he's going to heal even more. So yeah, that was outrageous. You know, he was able to survive that Heat Wave. But he goes for Sleep Powder, which thankfully misses because Sleep Powder has been really annoying to my Moltres. And Zapdos' Heat Wave is able to kill Roserade finally. So yeah, at this point, the game's starting to turn in my favor, I think. So he goes out to Latias, you know, to stall me with his Soul Dew, which is banned from standard battles, but it's okay because I go into Swampert hoping to Ice Punch. If I predict the switch, so he goes out into Milotic. Well, actually I didn't predict, which was bad. I should have switched out or something. But yeah, Milotic's gonna take the Ice Punch really well, and he has a Flame Orb on his Milotic. I'm not sure why, but that burn damage is gonna end up helping me a lot. So yeah, I went with Protect. Twice. The first time it did nothing. Second time it also did nothing because he went with Recover. So I can tell at this point that this is not going to be a good fight for Swampert versus Milotic because I won't be able to do anything to the Milotic, especially with the Recover. And he goes for Hydro Pump but misses, which is great. Earthquake actually does a decent amount, more than I thought it would. So Burn and Sandstorm. But I switch out into the Zapdos predicting the Recover here. So I'm going to use Thunderbolt to take care of this Milotic, hopefully. And he's not going to switch out, I think, which is really surprising because if I were him, I would have switched out into his Electivire and gotten the speed boost. But he didn't, so thank you that, yeah, I'm really glad he didn't. So Milotic's going to die, thankfully, and yeah, now he's down to his Latias and Electivire. He goes out into Latias just to outstall me with his recovering Soul Dew, and yeah, I'm gonna Roost as well, so just heal up, take this opportunity. We're both gonna set up our light screens, I believe so. Let's see. Yeah, light screen. Neither of us has Light Clay, as I said earlier. So yeah, Zapdos is not gonna do anything at this point against Latias, so I'm gonna switch out into Swampert. We both have 2 Pokemon left, by the way. I have Swampert and Zapdos. He has Latias and Electivire. So I'm going to go for the Ice Punch, hoping he doesn't switch, but of course he does, into Electivire. I should have predicted that and went with Earthquake. That would have been a great play for me, but I didn't. So hopefully this will kill anyway, but of course it doesn't because it's not particularly effective against Electivire. And he's going to survive. He's going to go for his own Earthquake because probably nothing else of his own would have done any more damage to me, so I'm going to be able to kill with my Earthquake, and now it's down to his Latias versus my Zapdos and Swampert, and I know that my Zapdos is totally useless against his Latias because it won't be able to do anything at all to it. So it's really down just to Swampert and Latias. At this point, I figure I might have lost because his my Ice Punch is not going to do enough damage to him that he can just recover it off every turn, and also he can use his attack to, Dragon Pulse to kill my Swampert. So I think I'm dead at this point, but thankfully I survive. I go for the Ice Punch, and it turns out, oh yeah, that was amazing. Critical hit. That was so clutch. I'm so glad I got that critical hit that we're going to watch it again. Here's the replay. And yeah, I survived the Dragon Pulse, and I beat his Hex, Soul Dude, Uber Latias, which is amazing. And yeah, it was a great fight nevertheless, even though he almost broke Sleep Claws and he had Uber Latias, but that's okay. JamelMayo put up a great fight, and thanks for watching. This has been MerryMichaelmas, and see you guys. Bye.